can as soon as possible. So that is really our preoccupation. Our likhotla to tomorrow and over the weekend, our top priority is to discuss COVID-19. And it's because we've now lost somebody who was passionate, who spoke about COVID-19, who gave the message honestly on every turn. We've lost that voice. And what we believe should happen is for people to understand we can no longer pretend that this does not exist. We cannot listen to stories that say this thing does not exist. It exists. It's real. It is, people are dying. And so we need to, not just as the ANC, but as a nation, understand that the solution is deeper than only a vaccine. The solution is also changing social behavior, understanding that you've got to protect and defend yourself. You've got to wear that mask all the time. You've got to socially distance. Don't attend funerals if you're not an immediate family member. Don't go and visit bereaved families because you're deepening the crisis for them. They understand that you care right now. So for what are we taking away? We're taking away a deep loss that it's too early to calculate how we feel. I'm struggling, frankly speaking. I've known him for many, many years. It's difficult even to process that he's in fact gone, but he is gone. And he's not going to come back. And he died because of COVID complications. So we take away that we must abide by the rules. Comrade Jackson, as I said, died with his boots on because he had to interact with people when he was meeting with the media, when he was explaining what the government's position is. There had to be people in the room with him. It's unavoidable that somehow, somewhere, somebody will be infected and will infect other people. Our brother is gone. He's not going to come back. Our beloved NEC member with his delightful laugh and his ability to bring to the NEC great value is gone forever. We should not lose anyone else. We should try not to.
Okay. From me, history, have you spoken to the family? How are they coping? I know that it's still quite early, but when are you? I know it's COVID and we can't visit right now, but how is Jackson Mthembu's family?
They've lost somebody very important to them. So I think the loss for them is incalculable. We can't describe it. It's deep. It will take them a long time to recover. We must be there to support them, and I hope they know that we are there to support them, and that we will give every support and that we can give. But right now, families in grief, and they'd like to allow this to sink in. It's very, very raw. It's a few hours old. It's raw. So I can't answer how, I only know that they're hurting deeply.
Yeah. Any other taker? Are we done?
If we can abuse the DSG, I know he worked with Jackson. I know you just giving us a statement on behalf of the organization, but if we can have some comment from Keith Kozai, someone who worked closely with him, please, Keith.
Do you want to sit here?
Yes.
Let me
Remember your fellow comrade, someone you worked with during difficult times, trying to communicate the message of the ANC, but also defending the ANC during difficult times?
Well, it's a very difficult moment for anybody that has worked with Jackson. If you know the kind of a person he was, his capabilities, his work ethic, his focus and commitment to the movement. Jackson would always, without fail, take leadership and insist on getting everything done the right way. Uh, One of the things that I would have learned as a communicator from him was the consistency of work, availability, and honoring the commitment you make in terms of communicating what the organization needed to be communicated. So to me, he was a mentor that I really looked upon, and at times you would think he's a difficult person, but he would always insist. He would always insist on work being done the right way, the right time, and if it means, as the DSG was saying, staying long hours without before you get everything that was needed done, you would have to do that. But also, he's the guy, kind of a person who did not shy away from confronting issues. Uh, he had his mind focused on what the ANC needed. He lived for the ANC. He embraced the brand. He embodied that brand in his conduct in every way. So the ANC has not only lost an activist, it has lost somebody who dedicated himself, his life, his soul to the ANC. It is the same guy that drove every day from Johannesburg to Witbank and be back the next morning to report for duty on time, every day. And there was no excuse. So I think both the ANC and our government were fortunate to have a person like Jackson Mthembu, who knew exactly what he was doing, who knew that his mind was in the right place for right reasons. And to many South Africans, those that may not have interacted with him, they may not know the strength and the power of the person that he represented. He was indeed the son of the soil, and we are going to miss him dearly, as the ANC and our government will also miss his contribution, which was selfless.
A number of South Africans would remember Jackson Mthembu for his, one would say, his love for the media. What did the media and communication mean to Jackson Mthembu?
Jackson understood that the ANC cannot exist in a vacuum. Jackson had an understanding that the fourth estate had a role to play in our democracy, and that without the media, it would be difficult to get our communication across. So he would argue that we need to strengthen our relationship with the media, whether you call it love, hate relationship, in whatever form it is, the media has a role. He subscribed to the notion that the media had a role in ensuring that the ANC does the right thing. And in so doing, you would believe that even when we disagreed with the media, it was in the nature of the trade, not because they were anti-ANC. It is because they would not have agreed with what we were doing at a particular time. But also, one thing that we're going to meet the most, when Jackson was the spokesperson of the ANC, it was during the time when the ANC was going through a very difficult time, which was characterized by instability in the ANC. And he was there to rectify, to give a view, to give a perspective, and contextualize the challenges and problems that the ANC were dealing with at the time. So he assisted in stabilizing the situation in the ANC from that point up until he left. Thank you.
You just quickly saw it.
All you guys are
That Phoebe stand.